Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Guys, I've got the Bitcoin chart up here on the daily, and it's looking as though Bitcoin has seen a bit of pep in its step. So over the last few hours now, we've seen Bitcoin price shoot up from this range here that we were trading in over the last few days, pretty much over the weekend. After we did see some world events affect markets, Bitcoin did come down here to about 103,200 and was trading in and around the 104,000 range for a while. Hopefully we will see the price shoot up even more. We did get past this localized resistance in here of roughly 106,200. Now Bitcoin is trading in and around 106,800. So it did see a high up here of just over 107,000. We are currently making what is looking like, and hopefully this doesn't jinx it, higher lows here and higher highs. Hopefully we do see that trend continue. The crypto market currently is up a little bit too. Market cap over the last 24 hours, that has increased by about 2.34% to 3.34 trillion. We got the CMC 100, that's also up by about 2%. We got fear and greed at 51. So fairly neutral, somewhere in the middle there. Although over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has seen an increase of 1.59%. We've got Ethereum up as well by 3.72. Ethereum's doing all right. XRP, guys, is also up 1.93%. Solana doing very well, 7.03%. One of those cryptocurrencies in my legacy portfolio that I'm very happy I did purchase back in 2022. We've got a lot going on here. Markets have just been a bit of a, I don't know how to say it. You know, when we do see these black swan events, we tend to see the initial panic. We tend to see the markets moving down. And now we're seeing that that the panic is, well, I don't know if it's wearing off so much as we are just kind of settling into the reality of things. You guys can see the XRP chart actually looking far more bullish than Bitcoin in this way. We are seeing the higher lows, and we are also witnessing the higher highs here. One XRP currently trading in and around $2.20. But for XRP, I mean, $2.20, that has been the name of the game for quite some time now. We've been trading in this range here for a very significant period of time. Luckily, guys, we are staying above this level of support in here for XRP. So that broader range of support is bringing XRP above $2.07. We did wick down briefly back on Thursday, June the 5th. Tried to retest that back on Friday, and guys, now we're back up. So this is all looking very, very positive. We are also getting claims. I know some of you guys were probably wondering, I'm just going to go back to XRP for a second here. If, in fact, this is the top, if, in fact, XRP matched its all-time high for all intents and purposes, and we're not going to see it go any higher than about $3.40, the price that we saw back in mid-January. Because it feels like, and I get this, I get the feeling that, a lot of you guys are feeling that, we've just been, so we hit all-time high, and now we're 151 days in. So just for all intents and purposes, 151 divided by 30, that's roughly about 5 months that we've just been trading sideways and actually not going up past that former all-time high. And I know that might worry some of you guys, especially if you have not taken profits, especially if you're waiting for higher targets. Well, an analyst has dismissed claims that XRP has already hit its cycle top at $3.40. And so Egret Crypto is predicting an XRP upwards over $20 per coin. In a recent commentary, he suggested that crypto asset could still reach between $10 and $27, okay? Challenging suggestions that the cycle top sits at $3.40. And so, there are so many reasons why $3.40 is likely not the top. And, I've got my reasons as well. I'm going to be sharing some of those over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you guys are interested in following a more detailed analysis of how I'm approaching this particular bull run. So you guys can check that out if you're interested. The link is on the screen. But Egret Crypto here saying, he's challenging these suggestions. He's basing his argument on a conversation with an old friend from his university days, a blockchain professor he identified as Dr. Y. Notably, Egret Crypto revealed that he disagreed with this notion, saying his friend understands the technology but misses how markets move based on emotion and sentiment. And so I'm just going to kind of briefly go over what I think here. Ultimately, guys, we saw this initial push to the upside, okay? Then we've been trading sideways for quite a while. The biggest thing that I want to point out is that significant support has been held, and we have not seen any indication So I'm just going to put a line in there. We have not seen any indication that that is breaking down. Not only that, there are significant tailwinds that we are going to continue making our way up. And by we, I just mean the crypto market at large. But let's not forget, guys, there's socio-political factors involved too. Egreg disclosed that Dr. Y brought up global concerns like the war, growing U.S. debt, and changing geopolitical power as bearish pointers. However, he dismissed these pointers as distractors fueled by mainstream narratives. And that's exactly what I think too. You know, they tend to scare us or try to scare us with these types of narratives, and this is why people panic sell. You know, it's also the reason why people or investors rather are getting into gold. I think gold has almost hit a new all-time high as well. So $3,500 per ounce for gold was the former high from back on April 22nd, right up there. And guys, look how close we're getting. So gold is moving up as well. Also, let's take a look at the landscape when it comes to the crypto exchanges. Bill Morgan posting this. Okay, the exchange with its self-proclaimed great crypto listing criteria that delisted XRP for 2.5 years has listed a coin called Fart Coin. It's elementary. Yes, you cannot make this stuff up. Coinbase Assets did just post this. Fart Coin is now live on Coinbase.com and in the Coinbase ISO and Android apps. Coinbase customers can now log in and buy, sell, convert, send, receive, or store these particular assets. So, Crypto Meme Guy posting down here, don't forget they are the most trusted exchange. Who did have their XRP custodied on Coinbase? And, you know, we're expecting Songbird tokens, Flare tokens for that matter. I don't know what the story is with that, if you guys ever receive them. I know I kept my cryptocurrency on a Ledger Nano. I always keep my crypto safe on a Ledger Nano. By the way, I do have an affiliate link for that particular product if you guys are interested. It is in the description of the video. You can use it if you want. You don't have to use it, but I do bring it up every so often just to remind you guys, even though Coinbase has, I want to say the reputation is bittersweet. It's never trust an exchange with your crypto, guys. Self-custodying is really the only way you can trust your crypto will be safe. Anyway, that is the latest here for Coinbase. Well, actually, Zafe here on Twitter also noticed this. Coinbase did just move 26.89 million XRP from its cold wallet to institutional wallet DT1. Okay, this is the kind of transfer that often hints at rising institutional interest or upcoming trading activity. Like I said, we've been trading sideways for quite a while now, and I would not be surprised if we break out of this very soon. Again, for more information on where I think the market's going to go, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I just want to show you guys something here real quickly. And, you know, if we are going to see, if we do continue to see this trend slowly moving in this direction, because look at that. Okay, we're making higher lows on the longer time frame. What this is also suggesting to me is that it is forming... That doesn't look so great. Let me try that again. It's forming, oops, why is it like that? My mouse seems to be a bit off. That Nike swoosh pattern, that same Nike swoosh pattern that we've seen time and time again before a blow off top. So another interesting observation. Wanted to thank Zafe for that. And so we also have Bitcoin Maxis, guys, maybe turning a bit on Bitcoin. Zafe with another great one here. Bitcoin Maxi Jeff Booth does admit Bitcoin will fail if it's only seen as a store of value and not used for daily payments. The future isn't Bitcoin, it's XRP. That's built for utility, real payments, real speed, real value. Its takeover is only a matter of when, not if.
Which is that if Bitcoin does not become a widely used medium of exchange, then it will fail. So is this the biggest threat Bitcoin faces? And as Bitcoiners, how can we take action towards this end?
Use it. Spend on it. Because that sounds like a harder statement for most people. I don't think maybe I'm going to start in a different place. There's a whole bunch of Bitcoiners today who are starting to see it as a store of value or a part of a store of value, who 2, 3, 5, 7 years ago couldn't in the wild.
I would have liked to have seen the rest of that clip, but unfortunately it cuts off there. I think what he's pretty much saying is that Bitcoiners are changing their mind, and probably for good reason. We've got tons of companies custodying XRP, holding XRP in their treasury. This courtesy of Stetus here on Twitter, XRP_Crow. They see it as a reserve for payments and settlements, growing corporate adoption of XRP, confidence in XRP's long-term value and real-world utility. Are you ready for the XRP treasury wave? So on top of Trident, which we talked about the other day. I'll link that video up here in the top right-hand corner. We've got Weebus, Vivo Power, Wellgistics, Hyperscale Data, Worksport, BC Bud Corporation, which is a cannabis company based in Canada, and Digital Communications. So many different industries, many different sectors here deciding they want to custody XRP for their treasury for, I guess, whatever reason they see fit. We've got the technology sector, transport, energy, pharma, fintech, automotive, and cannabis. So many different industries here looking to add XRP for their treasury. Although we're getting VanEck saying these treasuries are probably scams. This courtesy of Bank XRP. This just came out from the block. And here's what they're reporting on. Okay, they're saying at least for now, the rage amid crypto's bull run seems to be this: declare ambitious plans to accumulate hundreds of millions of dollars worth of crypto, even if those plans appear to be objectively ludicrous. In recent weeks, a wave of companies, many of which have very small market capitalizations, have announced their intentions to accumulate large amounts of popular altcoins like XRP and Solana. These firms often come from seemingly unrelated corners of the commercial world. A perfect example of this curious trend emerged today when Singapore-based Trident Digital Tech announced that they plan to raise up to $500 million in order to establish the world's first large-scale corporate XRP treasury. At the time of the announcement, though, the company's shares were trading on the Nasdaq for about 40 cents, and VanEck is calling their bluff. They're saying here, or Matthew Siegel specifically told the block, that it's likely that several of these so-called initiatives are simply attempts to juice the stock price of small-cap companies, many of which trade on the Nasdaq. So that is interesting, the fact that somebody from VanEck would come out saying, don't trust these guys, saying that they are accumulating XRP. And I'm sure VanEck is probably pointing at some of these other ones as well. And you got to think to yourself, not all of these companies are large companies. Some are mid-sized, some are smaller. But I don't think it's a scam personally. It's probably one of those things that, they probably signed up for a crypto exchange, a Coinbase or a Binance or whatever. In their jurisdiction, and they're just trading crypto, or rather holding crypto with company funds. And so they're considering that a treasury, same as if, I had a company and I said, okay, I'm going to open up a company, and I'm going to open up an exchange through my company's email address. And now I'm going to hold XRP. I'm going to buy some XRP and I'm going to hold it, and it's going to be for the company. It's going to be backed by the company. It's going to be part of the company's reserve. So I don't know if it's necessarily a scam so much as it is just small companies look to bolster their bottom line. Siegel is saying, it could be insider pump and dump attempts. I don't really know about that. Some of those companies aren't even public, I don't think. If the market cap is de minimis and there is no disclosure of the anchor investors, I would assume it is a scam. Now, if some of these companies are, in fact, public companies, I would be very, very careful in telling people I'm holding XRP if I was, in fact, just waiting for a pump and then dumping XRP. So, maybe there is some truth to this. I'm not entirely sure. I think, maybe they're going a bit off the deep end with the claims, but who knows? I guess we'll have to see. In the meantime, guys, it is a very positive sign that a lot of these companies do want to custody XRP. Anyway, I wanted to thank Stetus there, and of course, Bank XRP for posting that. Now, Wallet has partnered with Ripple partner TerraPay to optimize global payouts for SMEs, regardless of these companies, whether they are custodying XRP for their treasuries or not. What we are, in fact, seeing are Ripple partners partnering up with other companies to continue to expand the XRP ecosystem. In this case, digital payment provider Wallet has entered into a strategic partnership with longtime Ripple partner TerraPay to facilitate simplified cross-border payout solutions globally. Through this collaboration, Wallet's core customers, which include cross-border sellers from the Asia-Pacific region, are set to be able to benefit from optimized international financial transactions and increased payment efficiency. Wallet focuses on assisting small businesses through their comprehensive global payment solutions, including one-click store setups, global accounts, pay-ins, payouts, currency exchange, and card issuance. They also hold payment licenses in Singapore, the US, Hong Kong, and the company ensures compliant financial operations for businesses looking to expand into international markets. So, continuing their quest to expand internationally. Great news here for both Wallet and TerraPay. expanding utility for their business customers over the XRP ledger. So that's just another example of where we're seeing the utility come from. Smoke also decided to point this out. Okay, yes, Ripple can support the TPS required to match Swift's volume. So I don't know, some of you guys out there may have been doubting the fact that Ripple could take 14% of Swift's business in the next 5 years. I don't know if you guys caught that video. I will link it up here if you guys didn't catch that. Well, this has been documented from a few years ago even, and I have a feeling that the XRP ledger has just gotten better over the years. Swift can handle up to 1,000 transactions per second, whereas the Ripple network is capable of handling up to 1,500 transactions per second, and I have a feeling these are older figures too. So, the system, it's just becoming more robust. As we've heard in the past, it is about the plumbing. Even the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City, okay, one of their representatives, Esther L. George, was talking about the plumbing. This one courtesy of Riz, so she doesn't mention Ripple and XRP, but I wanted to show you guys this because, I'm going to show you guys this clip first, and then we're going to get into it. Listen to this.
Difference will this service make? They point to the fact that they have an app on their phone that enables them to pay friends today, anytime. So what context could you provide to us about the difference?
I often hear that. We've become used to saying we can do so many things on our phone, and clearly you now can move money through various services on your phone. And I expect that is going to continue, and it could well proliferate. The things we're talking about today really represent the infrastructure, as Governor Brainerd said in her remarks. This is really the plumbing of the payment system. And so when people are moving money, it may feel like you and I are trading money instantaneously, but the fact is it has to go through the plumbing in a way that may take much longer for those things to actually come out of my account and get into your account. By updating our infrastructure with this kind of a service, we can now realize the full functionality of what real-time payments means. And I think going forward, we'll only encourage more innovation. It'll be built on a foundation that is much more modern than we have today.
So I'm going to leave it there. Remember, that is the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City and their representative, Esther L. George. It reminds me of when another Federal Reserve representative did suggest that the people using XRP are the winners. Remember, I did this video, this was this is an older one from 4 years ago, April 25th, 2021. And David Endelfado, okay, he was the head of the Federal Reserve at that time. Here is what he said. I think it was a second clip here where he mentioned XRP holders are going to be the winners. Listen to this. There was another clip to that, and I'm going to play you guys this one as well. This is from the same presentation. Now, these clips are disjunct. I don't know why. They're all over the internet, and I believe that this presentation was actually cut up into chunks originally, and so we're only getting fragments of this. Let me play you guys this clip as well.
The effect of this and similar rulings serve to diminish the attractiveness of bitcoins as currency. Does anybody use Ripple? Wow. I think you guys might be the winners because Ripple is a currency agnostic protocol. Bitcoin Bitcoin wants to be the money. Ripple, they have their native currency, but they don't necessarily. Ripple is a protocol that works very similarly to Bitcoin, but it's more interested in facilitating processing payments. But it'll process US dollars, euros, bitcoins. It's native currency. It's currency agnostic.
And guys, need I remind you, David Endelfado, okay, professor and chair of the economics department in the Miami Herbert Business School at the University of Miami. He was also a past winner of the Bank of Canada Fellowship Award for his contributions in the theory of money, banking, and monetary policy. In 2009, he became vice president and then later senior vice president in the research division of the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. So did in fact, and I think at this point in time, he was in fact with the Federal Reserve Bank. Yeah, you can see back there behind him on the presentation slide, it does say Fed. So I think it was a presentation from that time. Now, the plumbing, let's get back to this theme. Monerex also posted this, okay, Ripple is the plumbing and Monerex is the faucet. Guys, this was a clip from XRP Las Vegas. Listen to this.
Can you speak to how the XRP community has kind of shaped this project or maybe inspired it?
Well, everything we do is built on the ethos of the XRP ledger. No more walled gardens, level the playing field, all the money. So Ripple's building the plumbing, Ripple's already plugged into the SPAY network in Mexico, which is their national interbank digital network. So they have the plumbing, we're just trying to be the faucet, be something that retail users can benefit from the advantages of the XRP ledger.
And so there you have it from Representative CEO Mark Otto of Monerex. Monerex is looking to be the faucet, and nobody is arguing with the fact that Ripple is in fact the plumbing for this new financial system. So much so that I also wanted to bring you guys this from Riz. Arthur Britto commented on this in an email from way back in 2013. This is originally tweeted out by Jungle Inc. in October of last year. And guys, here's the email from November 20th, 2013, Arthur Britto. I think a lot of people get hung up on XRP. For the most part, I expect the majority of people who use the RippleNet payment network will be able to ignore XRP, something that, we've been told all these years. XRP will just be the hidden plumbing. And it says it right there. He goes on to describe how XRP does work all the way back in 2013, guys. This is when they were starting to try to get banks educated about this new technology. But it sounds like it has been the plan all along. It has been in the cards. Companies are realizing this. The Federal Reserve, in a couple of instances, I think, are realizing this. And now it's just a matter of scaling out, okay? Ripple taking over, part of Swift's business. We already know it can handle it from a technological standpoint. So when are we going to see that utility, guys? When are we going to see XRP ride? I think a lot of that does depend on how much real-world utility we see. If we do see things happen at scale very quickly, or if it happens slowly, progressively over time. For more information on where I'm going to be trading out my XRP, because all these things factor in, follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you guys are interested. Conversely, I do also have the Working Money Channel merch store if you guys are interested in supporting the channel in a different way. Link is in the description of the video. But again, guys, that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.